Hello my friends, Doc Eon here with day 7 of the Warboss Tay May Painting Challenge. And you see a whole mess of figures here. What did I get done today? Well, nothing on the main project. Again. This is really nothing strange or worrying, this is just how I normally work. I tend to get... I tend to go off on tangents a lot, because I can seldom focus on a single project from start to finish. Because I need to paint, I need inspiration, and so I have to go where my inspiration takes me. And if the inspiration isn't to paint blue right now, well, I've got to paint something else. And I have almost finished these skeletons. I've been working mostly on these because of a certain time pressure. Namely, I want to varnish them, I want to spray varnish them. And to use a spray can, I need dry weather. If the air humidity is too high, you get bad results. And tomorrow is, according to the forecast, just about the only rain-free day we have this week. So I want to get these done by tomorrow. And they are mostly done. I've noticed, well, I want to wait for the PVA glue that's holding this grass down to dry, which means until tomorrow morning. Then I'm going to add a final, very thin wash of dark brown to dirty everything down a little bit more. And I noticed right now I have a spot here on this rock where I need to paint in some more gray. I got too much of the wash there. Anyway, these were painted with mostly, as I mentioned, I was going to glaze them. I used mostly washes. I used stuff like these, the Video Game washes. And this provides, if you look at this one, it looks, the cloth here looks really, really faded and old, because when you use a wash, all the color just goes down into the cracks and very little stays up on the surface. And this is actually good for undead, because these rags, well, they should have been wearing them since they died, so they should look old and faded. Realistically, they should maybe even be gray, all of them, but that would be boring. If I was going to use this technique for other minis, normal humans or something, I would probably not use washes, as in pre-mixed washes. I would mix my own out of paint and water and be more careful with the ratio and get it to be not quite this transparent, but just translucent but not transparent. Yeah. Well, what are these other things here? These are other bones that I painted a while back. I went back over them a little bit because I saw a video on YouTube with a really good suggestion for fixing a problem that can occur with bones minis. Namely that sometimes when you spray varnish them, it never actually dries. They stay sort of tacky to the touch forever. I had this issue with these minis, and they've been this way for like 6 months. So how did I fix it? Because I have fixed it now. These are much better now. Well, the suggestion was to go over them again with more varnish. You can see here's the typical problem with bones. This spear, there's no way for it to stay straight. It just keeps bending. Oh well, it's because this plastic is so soft. Anyway, go over it with more varnish, except do not spray varnish, but brush on varnish this time. And that will fix it. And it did. For these fishmen and lizardmen, it fixed it very well. For these pirates, it took a couple of coats, actually, before they were... And this one is still a little bit, but it's much better than it used to be. And what I used was well, mostly I used this, which is presumably intended for airbrush originally, but I use it with just a paintbrush. It works fine. So, I got a lot of hobby stuff done today, even if it wasn't on the Librarian. So, what's the plan here? Well, the daily question is: take your week to Oath of Moment. What do you plan to paint next week? Don't forget to end your oath with on this paintbrush, I swear. Right, next week. For week 2, I will definitely finish the blue of the armor, and I also plan to do the apron, this cloth on his front. And if there is time left over after those 2 things are accomplished, I will get to work on details that are silver metallic, most obviously the pistol. That is the Oath of Moment, and on this paintbrush I swear to do my best to not screw it up this week. And with that, I leave you for today. Dakian, signing off.